Alrighty. Hey again, Internet. And today we're gonna start a little bit of coding or scripting. I won't say coding. I don't really do coding. I can copy and paste some scripting pretty darn good. So we're gonna do some scripting, and we're going to set up the basic flight animations for our project here. So let's get started. The first thing we'll want now. I put it. I put it here, and it is the this exterior file, because this is where we're going to pull all the script from, and it's actually part of Jonx's template here. And big shout out to Jonx for his contribution, not in this, just in this template, for his videos. But you can get the template here. It'll also be available in this the download. But shout out to Jonx for allowing me to there it is, to use his files. If you get his whole template, it's in the project folder. It says project, and basically right where we're working, sources, sim objects, airplanes, model, and this is what's called the model file. It's named after the aircraft or whatever, but no matter what the name, this is called the model file. It's the XML or XML. So sometimes there's an interior and an exterior, just like this. We only have one, but that's your model files. Okay, so we're going to borrow that exterior model file from there, or like I say, from here, and we're actually done with all that. But so that's the file we need to work with, and we're going to go to basically the same place here, model, and this is just some various stuff. You'll have various stuff or whatever includes, and just whatever components are here. What we want to look at is this model info, and if you haven't looked at any kind of coding, this is an opening statement and then a closing statement. Just like you have an opening and a closing for the LODs, and you have one for the, even this include has one, only it's on the same line here. Okay, so everything, this LOD has one right there. So everything has to open and close correctly. All right, now what we want to do is just remove everything from behaviors to behaviors, and anything below behaviors to model info. But we want to leave these open and closing statements. So we're going to remove all of this. Okay, this is what we want. We want the one LOD line that loads our model. This is usable right here. This will load in game, no problem. Okay, we'll save that for a minute. And what we're going to pull out of this this wonderful file that he created. Notice, and he did a great job of animating, of commenting, and so on. So that's great. We're going to pull some of his code, and basically we need 1, 2, 3, and 4 sections, right? That's all this, using the templates, that's all the code we need right there to get the elevator going. Okay, but it's dependent on these. These are like required files. You know, think of these like a required file. And so we're going to grab this exterior, and we're going to throw it right here, in between behaviors. Okay, everything we're working for today will go in between. Then we're going to comment. I'm just, because I like to comment. And that's an opening comment statement. Primary flight controls. And a closing comment. And right here is where we're going to put our code, or our new code. So we've got the dependency. All right, consider that a dependency. These are for, actually, I don't think he needed this one in here, but I don't know. Okay. Now, we don't necessarily need the spoilers. We don't have spoilers. But remember, everything needs an opening and closing statement, including this whole component. So let's borrow the whole component. That way we get the closing statement along with it. Now, that'll work, but we don't need this part because it's for spoilers. And again, always go from opening to closing. So let's get rid of that entire thing. And then let's make sure that we have that it's right. We got opening and closing, and even these. Okay, now you don't have to have Notepad++ or any fancy editor to do that. I mean, you just got to make sure you have an opening statement and a closing statement, no matter what it is. Now, what is all this and where did it come from? Okay, well, this is a required file, so we can use these. Okay, well, this is actually a template, and we can find that in the official folder. FS base, aircraft common, model behaviors, Asobo, and there it is. There's the common one he has. But there's the one we're saying we want it to load these commands so we can use them. And then here, and the reason is because if we say search for this, you don't have to do this. This is just for info, FYI stuff. This is not required. Then we get to here, and so by using this one use template and then giving it that name, we're telling it to do this. So this is what's also telling us how long our animation in game needs to be. Also telling us that it's a 50 bias by 100 animation length. Now all that means is it starts in the middle and goes 50 either way. Okay, but that's cool. So now we know where that actually came from. And you can search each of these up, but they're the same. So now you know where and these are important because this is kind of our roadmap for setting our animations. And I don't know if I'm on the right package sources, so yeah. So this becomes our control file. And I'll show you why right now. Okay, so now we got the coding and we have explained how and why we're using what we're using. Yeah, the templates are really, because it saves a lot of work. Okay, so let's start with the elevator. Hopefully. So all of our I mean, we obviously can't do anything with that. We got to fix that. So let's fix that. Now the elevator in this aircraft is actually pretty cool. We can actually just go set to geometry, and it's not bad. It's a little further back a pivot than I would have liked, but it's like a trailing edge or leading edge counterbalance. So that'll actually work for that. So let's go ahead and set it. Animations. Non-linear. Okay. We're going to go from, so let's go to 50 bias. Remember that 50 bias? That's our center point. We'll go there. Oh. Okay, yeah. I guess you got to be sure and set that for your rotation. Now we can set a key point. Okay, and the moment I set these, I tend to rename this so I can see it. So I'm not I was doing this, and the reason I say that is this isn't the first time I've done this. I've you know just had to redo it because I got so confused without that. Yeah, I was really messing up. All right, if you're an item, you have these. Yeah, that's not it. There it is. Okay, so the rudder from 50 will go down first. So like what, minus 25. You can adjust these. Oh, wrong one. Did I just not look at that? There we go. You can adjust these numbers to whatever you like, but I'm just going with some simple, easy numbers. All right, once you set a frame, always connect them linear. Then we can go to our 100. I, I knew I did it wrong. There we go. And there. Now, the kind of the connecting point, and this is why this is our roadmap, is right here. This right here, copy, must be, and why we have the nonlinear stuff up here, we're going to throw this animation, this is what controls the rudder animation now, into this NLA track. And that NLA track must match that NM name. And that's pretty much it. And at this point, I'm going to uncheck that and close it up. That will now work in game, supposedly. Alright, and we'll do the same thing for this one. Yeah. Now, just going to the origin won't work. I mean, geometry won't work. And obviously, you can see the little pivot point there. If you try and pivot that, and the way this axis is, you're really going to goof some stuff up. I mean, you see, it just isn't going to work. So what we have to do here is hit the slash key. And what we're going to do, I'm getting right in front of it here, and I can still see the center of mass, which is cool. Let's use that. You don't need to, but you just want to get your dot, and I want to get at your 3D cursor right on the front of it, and right on that front edge. Okay, and then we can get out of the slash key and set origin to the 3D cursor. Well, that solves some of our problem. Okay, but it's still not right. I mean, obviously, it's still not rotating the way we need it to. To get this right, we'll go over here and set transform effect origins only. Okay, and now you get this Z and Y, and you get the X if you were looking the other direction. And this will allow you to adjust the transition formation of just the selected component, I guess. Good way to say it. So like that. Then we can turn that off so we don't mess up anything else. Did that not work? That would be for local. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, you got to be in local for that to show. I should have tried that first. Okay, so now we got it, but now you get into the issue where it doesn't want here. Now you got to kind of do it by sight, because the numbers don't change in specific, but it'll work. Let's just set our 50 bias, and then left would be left turn first. So we'll go this way, and I'm just Okay, that looks like a good, or maybe the bottom one to that second. Yeah, I guess I'll line up that little point to that second one will be good. All right, so left is 0, it's upside down. So I'm just gonna try and get it the same amount either way for this. I'm sure there's a better way to get it more precise. And, I'm not sure where I went on the other side. To there, I think, maybe. Yep. Okay. So that's that one. Now set it, and we'll throw that up here. And again, we need exactly what the anim name is. And for most of them, even this anim, you can edit the anim so long as it matches what goes in here. Although that'll, I hit the wrong key. That'll bork you, especially if they're using nodes, in which case you even have to. There we go. In which case, even this has to be named specifically sometimes. So I would certainly always name the animation exactly the same as your example, especially with the templates if you're using templates. If you're using custom code, it doesn't matter. You can name it anything you want. All right, let's move on. All of them are bias except for the flaps. 50 bias. I think let's set this one. So that one's done. Let's turn it off. Close it up. Alright. Left aileron left. We'll set a center bias for. You know what? Remove frames. Alright. Because we need to. Yeah. We need to fix our center point here, our origin. Get out of that. Set origin to 3D cursor. I'm gonna have to use that same trick because it's not square to the world. So we'll you see what I'm saying? And we're already in local. So yeah, we gotta fix that. Origins only. Yeah, you get your things to know you're in the right category. That'll be close enough. Yeah, you probably, if this were an actual project, you would probably want to do a lot better scenario. Okay. So 50 bias. Now we can set our prime, and then this one we're gonna go up first, which is 25. Yeah. So we'll set that. Make sure they're linear for fun. We'll go this way, set down. That set. And that's it. Now you don't have to uncheck these or whatever. That's just in Blender here. It won't matter in the game or after you export. And we need that now. And we'll leave that one till we get the other. again, I gotta set the center point, the pivot point, origin, whatever you want. Option, origin. And you can get out here to get better control if you need it. Options off. Alrighty, set this one up. Last one. 50 bias. This one will go up first, or did we on that one? We went up, so this is down. I tend to get these backward, by the way, so we'll see if. Yeah, that looks right. Oh no, I still haven't done the flaps, have I? And I left, those so I could look at both of them. They work, or they appear to work. Flaps. Now, flaps are not center bias, and they definitely need a different origin or rotation point than that. Let's go right there for fun. Set a keyframe. Now, you're going to want to match this more closely to your real-world aircraft, I would think. But let's go like there, and is that the one? Yeah. So minus 15 maybe for our first notch, and these are just however many notches you have in flaps. You would line that up or whatever. I'm just gonna do like a typical maybe 3 flaps, 25 maybe on the second notch, 3 notches, and then 35 here maybe. That's what we're gonna use just because it's easy and simple. I didn't get that. Delete that. Why did I not get my numbers? Maybe I hit the wrong number. There we go. Alright. So that's that one. Throw that up here. We'll rename that. And we'll put that left flap. There. And we'll leave that one attached just long enough to get this one going. 0, 0, 30, minus 15. Oh, yeah. And I guess we need to start that over. Get rid of this. Slash key. Got a little carried away there, didn't I? Alright. Should rotate better this time. There we go. Now, let's see. Go to 30. Together. 65 minus 25. 2 flap setting. 100 minus 35. Alright. Beautiful. Alright, let's throw the last one up there. Yes. 5 fingers. And get our last animation name. Alright. Now, with any luck, that got us where we wanted to go. We'll see if I did it right. There we go. That must have been in the import or something. Something was looking wrong. My muddled old brain was seeing it wrong. Alright, export. And we're ready to test some animation. Sure, save. But I just did that. We've already gotten rid of the old stuff. So yeah, this is this is the simplest or the most basic animations, but it's the same principle throughout. You know, that animation name has to match your script, or you're done. You know, that's a roadblock. Then of course you got to have all the right lengths and everything. Code. Although, to be honest, I'm not sure length of animation is so big, such a difference. Just more the format. In other words, like that bias is 50-50. I don't necessarily. I think you could make that animation 200 long, so long as your bias was at 100. You know, is halfway. So, but I wouldn't swear to that. Actually, on most things, I know a lot of people are using different length animations, so I'm pretty sure that would work. Kind of odd. The first two I expected to be not that long, and this one I expected to be longer, but it's actually going the other way around. Of course, I haven't seen the animations yet, so don't count your chickens. And so the next one we'll start into the steering and tires first, get those, and then get the gear. And this is a good model example for that, because it's got some rather interesting, but you'll see how simple it is. Like it's got complex gear, the gear folds. Now, of course, you can get complex. I mean, I'm not talking about making uh, pivots and everything. I'm just simple basics. But it's got doors and so on. Animations we got to load in. But yeah, we're not going to make each like realistic hydraulic pistons that pull pivots and actually retract gear realistically. We're just gonna fold the landing gear and associated component parts or whatever, and then close the doors, and we'll have them timed where they look right. Did I not fix that? I know I did. I know what I did. That's my bad. I redid some stuff. So, yay, those are the right way. That all works. Perfect. Yeah. Oh, I should have looked at that. We may only be able to see two. Control E. Yeah, we can only see two, and I know why. Where are we? In the flight model, I've run into this before. At the very bottom, this is your flap section. Max on ground position 2. So I'm gonna change that to you know what, I do not like doing that. Put a comment here. Okay. There we go. I just need to restart the whole game, don't I, for yeah, you have to put 4 if you have 4 levels of flaps and want to be able to use them, see them on the ground or whatever. I don't know what they do, why they hard limit that. I mean, even if some aircraft hard limit it, and uh, you know, X Cubs don't. You know, they got a physical lever. They don't have any electronics or anything to limit. So why they would put that in the script, I don't know. Oh, I guess it was just the aircraft I pulled. But that's the coding, or the scripting, and the animations. And yeah, this is a great example of just minimal code that's that's a little easier to understand than some. Like I say, I'm not a coder, but hell on wheels with copy and paste. I'll have to go back and refresh on the tire animations. I don't have any blurs or anything, so I'm not sure what I can do. I may have to, I'll have to fix that window, that's gonna bug me. You know what? I didn't. I'm messing up here. I did. I think I did edit this, but I didn't even look at what they have here. Yeah. See, I should have edited these to go. He's only, in other words, they only have two levels in this aircraft, in the original aircraft. I need to add a third one. I'm gonna save the two he had. So that one can stay. $15, $25, $35. I'm not sure what all this is. Let's see. I'd have to look that up in the thing, but that should at least get it to work. So that's kind of what I did wrong, and I'm commenting out these two. That's actually, this is for a different aircraft, so let's just get rid of these comments. This is what this aircraft needs. Perfect. Alright, and I'll have to move that. But I'm going to close that out. That definitely the animations are working, and that's just because it only had 2 positions in the config. I didn't think about the original aircraft only having 2. And yeah, that'll do it. Next time we'll start on the tires and steering first, and I don't, like I say, I'm not sure if I'm going to split that up into 2 for the gear itself, but we'll see. Depends on how long it takes. And I hope y'all have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you very soon.